good to see you. Thanks for coming. Where to start? I guess I started the company in 1996 in a small studio in Dumbo with a friend. We paid $400 a month, and slowly that studio evolved. We eventually left there, I guess it's about 5 years ago now. And we had the opportunity to kind of really remake our surroundings, where we had all the spaces figured out and all the bins being the correct size and everything. It's exciting. It's a fun place to be, and it's great to have the opportunity to show you. Start with, I guess, well, we'll talk about the parts, which is what we have here on the shelves. Everything is made in the US, and pretty much everything we make starts from simple materials, steel, aluminum, brass, and bronze. So you can imagine this having a full circle, and then the laser cutter passes by and cuts the openings. It's nice because you can really get this subtlety. It's a sort of signature now, this very subtle, almost imperceptible curve or the softness of the line. So then we have these, but again, the line is really the signature of the studio. And the subtlety and the kind of ingenuity of getting this shape, as complex as it is, out of a pipe. One of the funnest parts of the job is doing things by hand and kind of having the opportunity to make things unusual. So again, this is just a shade that starts from a simple spinning. That's a high-tech fabricating technique that we developed for how to make the shell. Yeah, it's fun. It's actually a lot. Everything is sort of open like that. Any part or any piece that you find, if you can manipulate it in one way or another, we'll usually try to do it. We pushed that for the last 25 years, sort of finding things, looking at different pieces, folding pieces over on top of each other, rolling pieces up, scoring pieces. And it just continually evolves. So yeah, 25 years later, we're now in this space. We recently left Tribeca, where we had a gallery space. And it feels really good to be here. It's nice to be back in the shop full time, which is where I started from and why I got into the business in the first place. So the next thing we'll look at is a lathe, which is it's a fantastic machine that we purchased from an old Yugoslavian machinist in Soho. Is Alex. She'll be showing you the way of the machine. She took the whole thing apart at one point, which at the time I was thinking, oh my God, but then she put it all back together again. So, yeah, I'll let her take it over.
All right, so we're just going to be cutting a standard 1/4/18 MPS thread with a hand ground high-speed tool and a universal tool post on this Moriseki MS1250 gear-headed engine lathe. It's going to be a real blast. 700 RPM, the tool upside down, running it in reverse. I'm going to come up on my mark, 5 thousandths. Here's our first pass. 10,000 second pass, 20,000 on the third pass. Pull up, switch to the reverse. Deburr the threads. Cross pick, come in with the gauge. And there you go.
That's why she's the woman.
That's why I do it.
That's amazing. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, 20 years.
So here's the assembly area. Working on different projects here. Adam's working on a cross cable. These are all yoga blocks, which is kind of nice. We want to make sure the fixtures are comfortable. Corey is checking a high pot tester to make sure that everything passes. Look at that, beautiful, as always. No. And Ryan's back there doing some sconces. So it's weird to look at it all. And yeah, it's been good. Yeah, we also left the sort of quintessential Saurus 4-tier mobile hanging up. it's just nice to see it out of context. It's fun. We built this building to allow us to make more larger pieces. This was a standard garage building. We added the skylights. The classic barbed wire came with the building. And here's the studio. Sophia and Jay are working on something. So this is the starting point, the design studio. Where we develop the drawings and sketches and the models. And each piece sort of develops on its own. And we kind of chase it down, the process. How long have you been working on this?
We've been working on this for about 2 years.
People are waiting. Alex, she developed this whole crazy mathematical equation that allowed us to balance the pieces. And we had a funny struggle near the end where we were trying to make them imperfect through perfection. So we had to trick the computers and make things off balance, even when it didn't want to. A lot of the process is organic and unknown, which requires a lot of use of material. We don't start on the computer, but we end up on the computer. These are all different prototypes and different samples and pieces that are never made it to the final version. But they all inform the final process and the final project. It's mostly where I work, where I develop small pieces and parts, and just kind of figure out the raw portion of the process. Try to make trouble and make it hard for people to figure out how to make things. And again, it's still very hands-on. I've always said that I create more with my hands than I do with my head, but it's a little bit of both. And we've done enough stuff to where we have the freedom to do things we aren't sure how to do, which is hard for some people, but we've got a great crew here right now, and everyone's more than willing to take chances on processes. And this building's been a great opportunity for us to sort of spread our wings and do what we've always meant to do. So, yeah, please come and visit. It'd be great to have anyone come out and join us here in Bed-Stuy. Yeah, I'll open the gate. Wish you the best.